At 10 years old, most kids are negotiating their bedtime. Ruth Lawrence was sitting the Oxford University Mathematics entrance exam, and she didn't just scrape through, she finished first, out of every applicant, including the 18-year-olds who had been studying for this their entire lives. Let that land for a second. A child who still believed in the tooth fairy outscored adults on one of the hardest math exams in the world. Ruth was born in Brighton, England in 1971, and almost immediately something was off, in the good way. By the time she was 5, her father, Harry Lawrence, a computer consultant, noticed she was absorbing mathematics the way other children absorb cartoons, so he made a decision that would define both their lives. He quit his job, entirely, to teach her full-time. Now, most parents say they would do anything for their kid. Harry actually did. No school, no classroom. Just a father, a daughter, and roughly 9 hours of mathematics a day, which sounds either like a dream or a hostage situation, depending on how you feel about long division. The plan was insane. The plan also worked. By 9, Ruth had blown through the standard British exams years ahead of schedule. By 10, she was sitting that Oxford entrance paper. By 11, she had passed it again, this time topping the list for St. Hugh's College. Oxford looked at the paperwork, looked at the child, and essentially had to invent a way to admit someone who couldn't yet legally drive, drink, or vote. She started her degree at 13. 13. The age where the rest of us were mostly concerned with acne and whether anyone had texted back. And here's where you expect the story to slow down, where the gifted kid hits a wall, burns out, becomes a cautionary tale. That is the usual script. Ruth tore the script in half. A standard Oxford mathematics degree takes 3 years. Ruth finished it in 2. She graduated at 13, going on 14, with a first-class honors degree, the highest classification Oxford gives. She topped her year. She did not just keep up with students 5 years older, she beat them, while also reportedly studying physics on the side, because apparently one impossible degree wasn't enough of a challenge. Her father, by the way, was right there the whole time. He famously cycled with her to lectures and sat in on them. Critics whispered that he was pushing her too hard, robbing her of a childhood. Supporters said he was simply refusing to let a once-in-a-generation mind rot in a system built for averages. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle, and the truth is also that she kept producing real mathematics, which tends to end the argument. Then she went and got a doctorate, a PhD in mathematics from Oxford, completed at around 17, an age at which most people are stressing over a learner's permit. She was being addressed as Dr. Lawrence. And then the part nobody expected. Ruth Lawrence did not flame out. She did not become a tragic headline. She did the rarest thing of all for a child prodigy. She grew into a genuine, working, world-class mathematician. She crossed the Atlantic to Harvard. She held a position at the University of Michigan. And eventually she settled at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, where she became a full professor of mathematics. Her field is topology and knot theory, which is, roughly, the deep mathematics of how loops and shapes tangle and connect in space. It is brutally abstract work that powers ideas in modern physics. There is a whole construction associated with her name in the field, the kind of legacy a mathematician spends a lifetime chasing. So the 10-year-old who beat the adults did not turn out to be a fluke, or a circus act, or a sad what might have been. She turned out to be exactly what the test predicted, a mathematician for the ages. Here's the part that actually haunts me. We love to ask whether a childhood like that is worth it, whether 9 hours a day of equations is a gift or a theft. But Ruth Lawrence answered that question by simply continuing, decade after decade, paper after paper, still teaching, still proving things most of us could not read, let alone discover. The world wanted a story about a prodigy who peaked at 13. She gave it a mathematician who never stopped.